Hi, my name is Vermell Brown. I'm mother of three, grandmother of 12, great grandmother of seven. My siblings I have three still living and three has passed away. We were a family of six children. My mother and father moved here from Jacksonville, Florida. My dad is a minister. My mom was a homemaker. My dad came here first selling. He became a pastor of a small church called St. James Free Will Baptist Church in Boggy Bottom, Winter Haven, Florentsville at that time. But he raised six kids, all graduated from high school and productive citizens. I think my oldest sister and I were the only two that remained here in Winter Haven. The other ones moved out. My younger sister moved to Syracuse. My brother moved to Orlando. My father, like I said, was a minister. My oldest brother is a minister and pastor of a church. And my son is a pastor of a church. I have nephews and nieces that pastors. So religion runs deep in my family. And I'm a very proud person of that. I went to school. I was born and raised here, by the way. Born in Boggy Bottom, raised in Boggy Bottom, still lives there. And I graduated from school in 1959, Jewett High School, 1959. I went off to college at Edward Waters College in Jacksonville, Florida, which I spent a year and a half there, and I came home. I have worked several jobs, and there's several organizations that I became part of. And I'd love to be on different committees. I've worked with the NAAC. We worked hard during the integration time, it was a time of challenging places for us. And for us to work and uh, I lived through that. And we lived through trying times that challenged all of us. It challenged our faith. It challenged our social skills. It challenged everything for us. But thank God we lived through it. I remember doing my first voters registration. I remember becoming that first person, a proud person. My parents were so proud to be registered voters, to get out and vote. That was something back in history that we sometimes forget, that this is something very important for us because we need that today. Oh, yes, I worked on the CRA. I've worked with different community organizations that concern citizens. Worked on the advisory committee for the city. I'm an ELT. I work with the ELTs. And I believe in fraternal organizations because it's a background for us when we were growing up in integration. Because if we didn't have like I said, my father was a minister. He didn't have a car a lot of times. He pastored in two cities, Bartow and D-Land. He had to get away, and sometimes when his car failed him, he was a Mason, and Mason helped us. Fraternal organizations are good, and they were very good for us back in the day when we learned how to get along and how to use what we learned in fraternal organizations along with our religious training. Those were very good things to know. And so when my father moved here to Haven, he saw the need for music and Christians books. He formed the first Black Christian store, the first Christian store I know in Winter Haven. I don't think they even had white then. It's right. I'm living in the place right now that he opened up. He sold music to every musician in Polk County. If they played music, they came to my father's house and bought the sheet music and books. He sold Sunday school books. He sold Bibles, commentaries. He sold anything you needed in religion. You come to my father. most young ministers, when they were coming out and just learning to do, they would come to my father. So he taught a lot of young men to how to become a young minister, how to study, how to form a sermon, how to do all of these things. He was a very, very entrepreneurial person that worked towards his community. He did the first baccalaureate here in Winter Haven. They got him to do that. He he was just a minister. He let the community, he loved people and people loved him. And he let the community use him. Sometimes I wonder, you know, with my dad, we had to share with so many people, but he also had love for us. He never forgot his family. He had 6 children home, and he loves us also, as long as loving the community. He formed the first vacation Bible school in Winter Haven. I have pictures here of him with his first vacation Bible school, the first one in Winter Haven, in the Black communities. We have pictures of that. He also did that. Not only in Winter Haven, he traveled to South Carolina, Arkansas, Alabama, setting up vacation Bible schools and doing vacation Bible schools all during his time. He was just a very busy, he loved religion and he loved teaching it. And he loved teaching it to younger people. He had people, and the thing about he if you were like a young musician, he would give you a chance to come to this church and learn how to play and learn how to lead a choir. So he just believed in youth and religion and community. He was that type of a person. We're losing our community. And I want that love of community and organization to come back and to stay here, to know that you got to love your neighbor and you got to have concern for your neighbor and build a community. Like they say, a community raise a child. It takes more than so a community raise a child. And I love to see that community atmosphere come back to Winter Haven. We've lost it. Because they're selling our homes, we are moving out of our communities, we've lost our community. I would like to see that come back to the Winter Haven, because I love it. My religion plays, it's something that we were talking about the other day. It's something that you can't outgrow. Once it was embedded in you, the love of Christ and the love of God for God and your community and your people, it stays with you. It's something that never, never leaves you. And this is my deep religion feeling, of God, the love of God, knowing that He's nothing but love. He made nothing but beauty. And stop seeing the ugly part of life and see just the beautiful part of life. I think about people like Mr. Cunningham that went around building houses for people when they didn't have the money to build it, but he was a very, very good uh, co- uh, contractor, and he had a contractor to build homes. I think about people like Mr. Junior Maddox that came about and sold oil to our families if you didn't have the money. A lot of people didn't like those, but see, I guess maybe by my dad being a minister, he might have been favored. I don't know. And then I think about those type people as mentors that I want them to be able to do for the community, people that does for that community, people that gives back to their community. Somebody like, I look at Faye Bellamy that loves to do organizations that think about our country, our city, our town, other than yourself. And the people like Reverend Atkins and those people that formed the NAAC, when we were struggling, when we were trying to desegregate schools, people that put their lives on them, people were threatened. They were threatened with crosses burning in their yard. I think about those people being a mentor, and a lot of our people don't understand, and our young people don't know about them, but they did a lot of things to get us to where we are now with desegregation and integration as it is so far. We have people like that love what was going on and love the fight that we were going through. Those are my kind of mentors, people that love their community, not themselves. Those are the people. I think of one time that I was struggling with, some mental health, mental problems that my life wasn't coming together, and it was just all in a jam, and I would just get out and walk and just try to get life together. And I think about this one person, Reverend Bridges. One day I was walking home, and my mind was so messed up, and he stopped me and said, "Baby, come here." And that man didn't know me really per se. He said, "I just want to talk to you." And he sat down and he talked to me, and the things right now I can't tell you what he said to me, but he brightened my day. He took me out of that deep depression that I was in, and I started feeling better towards life and towards people. So that was one person I can remember that I will never forget. But I did forget the words that he said to me, but the words meant that much that it changed my life. I just don't believe in injustice. I just believe that everybody deserves a right, and I do believe that the laws that were built, they were built against our black people, that's stopping us from getting a lot of things that we need to get and can't get. And I just believe that something can be done. And until I die, I still believe something can be done, and we will work towards building up our communities. Like I said, I was born in Bargy. I told them the other day at a meeting, they asked me what I wanted. I said, you know what? I want Bargy to become a community that somebody want to move back into instead of moving out of. I want to build it up with love and understanding in the community that our children can run and play and be happy together. So I know it's a dream, but it's a dream that I would love to see happen in my community that I was born in, yeah. I would like to see our children not give our history up and not to give up on us because we're not a lost community, a lot of lost people. We are people that can and will be, and we are, somebody that we can be proud of ourselves, what we're built and where we're going.